Yay, I'm live. Hello, it's Friday. What is going on, my friends? It is Friday. I'm so excited. I bet you guys are all excited too because TGIF, right? Let me just get the link and share this in our community so I make sure that people are aware and on it. How are you? What's going on? How has your week been? I got that posted. How's your week been? All that fun stuff, right? It's Friday. All right, let me just, hi friend. Let me do a quick little introduction. I'm Alexandra Harbushka. I am the founder of Life With Herpes. It is a website, it's a blog, it's a podcast, it's a YouTube channel, a lot of other fun stuff. It's an online community, a lot of great stuff. If you are not a member of the Life with Herpes community, I really would love to invite you to do so. Head on over to lifewithherpes.com. I have the link for you right there. Hi, new friend. I have the link for you there to go join. It's free, super cool. I mean, what's better than free, right? It's free, and there's a lot of people just like you, hundreds of people just like you and me who have herpes. And I'm really so proud of all the members in the group because they are, it's a community, it's a friendship, it's a family, and it's really a warm place to go. So it's a great place to go for support. So I really want to invite you to go do that. All right, let's get started. First of all, I am in Las Vegas. I don't know where you guys are joining me from. You can let me know. And you're probably going to make fun of me because it is supposed to be like 92 or 3 today, and I'm in a sweatshirt because I just had a smoothie and I'm cold. Go figure. Embarrassing. I think it's embarrassing. My parents will be making fun of me right now. All right. Hi, new friend. Okay, so let me get started. I have a lot of questions today. Just so you know, the way you can ask questions, a couple of ways. You can obviously leave a comment here. And, oh, we have someone from OC. So I'm assuming Orange County or maybe Orange County, maybe. And you can either type a question here or you can send me one in our community, our private group. Yep. Okay. From Orange County. I love Orange County, obviously. Close to San Diego. Anyways, so you can leave a question here. You can add it in our Slack group using the hashtag #AskAlexandra section, or of course you can send me a direct message or email or that way. So I do my best to get through all your questions. So if I miss one, I apologize. Just like tag me again and I'll do it. All right, here we go. Let me get it. That's not what I wanted. It's not what I wanted, guys. I have to get all of this set up. Okay. Any big plans for the weekend? Anybody? Any big plans? Hey, from England, the English gang. Yeah, I'll tell Bill. Hi. Bill's been getting a lot of requests. I keep telling him, I'm like, you have a big fan club. And he's like, no, I don't. I was like, yeah, you really do. You have a big fan club. Everybody wants to meet you and have you in their life. I just was interviewed for, it's called the Women's Planning Podcast. I'll put the link in there for you. I ended up talking a lot about Bill. And so like now Bill has like this big following. It's so funny. I'll see if I can. Do you guys want the link to that other interview I was on this last week? It was pretty good. If you want it, I can try and get it really quick if that's something you want. Let me get it for you. There it is. Oops. There it is. Okay. Let me put it in there for you. Oops. There it is. That's the link to interview I just did. It was fun. Anyways, Bill, everybody wants to meet Bill now. Okay. And if you're wondering who Bill is, Bill's my husband. All right. Hi, new friends. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Let's get going. I'm so tired of the miscommunication with these doctors and nurses. I have HSV1, but my outbreaks have occurred in my genitals. Because the nurse said I have HSV1, it's just cold sores, and that I would have to have HSV2 for it to be on my genitals. And that might be something else. I don't know. I don't know what to believe. What's the difference between HSV1, HSV2? Okay. Great question. And I'm really sorry that you're getting all this miscommunication from your doctors and nurses. That's really frustrating. And that just goes to show what is going on with herpes. It is something that we're just not educated on and don't talk about. And it's mum's the word, as well as, if we don't talk about it, it won't happen. And if you don't have signs or symptoms, I'm not going to be the one to break the bad news to you. Unfortunately, what happens is we keep on spreading it, we keep on passing it, and it becomes devastating. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. And hi, new friends. Welcome. So to back up, it sounds like your doctors and nurse, probably your nurse is just a little confused. She obviously is not aware what's going on. So quick breakdown. There are there's many types of herpes viruses actually throughout, but we're just specifically talking about HSV1, HSV2. So HSV1 is typically oral herpes. HSV2 is typically genital herpes. With that being said, it does not mean that's where it goes. It can go any location. It can go, HSV2 can be on your mouth and HSV1 can be in your genital region. It does not matter. If you give it a place to go, it will go there. So because you are diagnosed with HSV1 and you're getting it on your genitals, that does mean that you have HSV1 genitally. You have genital herpes, right? 2 out of 3 people have HSV1, so you're really not alone. And it's a very common. Chances are you got it from someone through oral sex, or of course through vaginal sex. But it most likely, that's how HSV1 gets transmitted to your genital region, is because it is transmitted through oral sex. If that kind of breaks it down. So for you to be confused thinking you have HSV2 or something else going on, chances are when they did your testing, they tested you for both. So if it's coming up for just one, then that's probably all you have. Again, it doesn't sound like your doctor is really, your nurse. Direct her to lifewithherpes.com. Send her here. Let her know what's up. That's really frustrating to hear the miscommunication to you. So I've heard so many wild stories from people. They're like, oh, well, my doctor said this, or my nurse said this, and I'm like, oh, no, that's not right. So anyways, yeah, I would just make sure that you understand, and I'm really glad you're here. So if you just go to lifewithherpes.com, there'll be much more information for you there to look at. Okay. And this is a great one too. How long after the exposure is the outbreak? Great question. And I see this one a lot because we try to pinpoint who gave us herpes. We try to pinpoint who passed it to us, right? And typically the exposure is, the incubation period is 2 to 14 days. So it's about 2 weeks, meaning if you come in contact with the virus, if you're an uninfected person, so here's my uninfected hand, here's my infected hand, we meet, create friction. Within about 2 to 14 days, this hand now, if I picked up the herpes virus, now would most likely be, would have herpes, right? Would have an outbreak. Hi, all my new friends. Thanks for joining. Most likely, I would get herpes from it. Does that make sense? There are some times, there are some cases, there are periods where either that initial outbreak was so minute, or so maybe you didn't notice the infection, maybe something else was going on, maybe you thought, oh, it was a yeast infection or something else. So a lot of times it can get missed. And then much later you'll have another big outbreak and you go, oh my gosh, where did this come from? But chances are that you contracted it, didn't know you had an outbreak. If it's one of those stories where like, I've been in a relationship for 5 years, or I've been celibate for 5 years and it just showed up, how is that possible? That's how it's possible. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay. This is a great question that I love. How do you know? So, like, basically, the question is, if you're going to go have sex, how do you know you don't have an outbreak? So, basically, how do you guys do this with sex? Can you be sure and check if there's no outbreak? It's kind of embarrassing and not romantic at the same time. You're right. It is not romantic, of course, right? But I would like to refer you to another podcast. It's called One Extraordinary Marriage. And Elisa DiLorenzo and Tony DiLorenzo, they're married, obviously, with the last names. And she talks about how the movies make this sound like, oh, there's going to be a violin, and then there's going to be rose petals sprinkled everywhere, and then there's going to be a bottle of champagne, and then there's going to be a bubble bath ready that's just perfectly the right temperature and all this stuff. And she goes, I don't know about you, but that's never once happened in my life. So as far as going back to being romantic or how do you do it? It's life, right? Kindly excuse yourself or talk to your partner and be like, hey, I need to do a mental check. I just need to know, you do a mental physical check. It's not right for you to be having sex if you're not in the mindset to be having sex. Does that make sense? It's just not fair to your partner and it's not fair to you. It's just kind of like if you're eating and you're not hungry, right? It's like, it's not really the right thing for your body. Similar situation. So with this being said, you know, I do a mental check, just like, okay, do I feel anything going on? And if I do, I let my husband know. If I'm like, it's not an outbreak, but I'm being a little paranoid today, I personally tell him, and then I let him make that decision. So he's always okay with it. But I just feel better with the disclosure. Like, I don't want that responsibility of I don't want, not the responsibility. I don't want the guilt if he were to get herpes because I didn't disclose a potential itch or something. So yeah, that's important to me. Okay, what about holiday? They say sun triggers outbreaks. Is a bikini enough to cover? Okay, so what happens with the sun, and a lot of people do get outbreaks because the UV, the ultraviolet rays are good and bad for us, right? We know that, good and bad, right? There's a certain amount of sun that we need to see every single day for our vitamin D. We're kind of a little bit like plants. We need to see the sun. Otherwise, we don't produce everything we're supposed to produce. But there comes a time when there's too much sun, right? And then we all know that is when you get sunburnt, and that's where it becomes toxic to our bodies. So what that means is if there is too much sun exposure or your body's not used to sun exposure, it can trigger an outbreak. But I wouldn't worry about I have people who ask me, can I go sun tanning? Can I go in a tanning bed? Can I do all that? Yeah, do it. I mean, don't let this impact your life. If you're on vacation, you're on holiday, and you're out in the sun, enjoy. Wear sunscreen, but enjoy. Don't worry about that. That's a great question. People ask me that a lot. If I have an outbreak, how do I wash my clothes? For example, how many degrees do you have to wash your underwear in case of an outbreak? Okay, great. I've never been asked this question, but I'm really glad that you've asked it. So oh my gosh, this is you may not have ever known this. So remember Tyra Banks had a reality TV show? I don't know if you remember that. She did. She had a reality TV show, and I happened to be watching it, and it was about laundry and washing your underwear. So typically I don't know about you, but our lingerie, it's delicate. So a lot of times you think, oh, I'm not going to put it in the dryer because the dryer gets so hot that it could hurt the underwear, right? Or whatever your shirt, your clothes, whatever. So a lot of times you don't put your bra in there. Now we're specifically talking about underwear. It's very important. Herpes, not herpes, whatever. Our underwear is dirty, right? It's dirty, right? It's where, you know, we sweat. It's, if, you know, we go to the bathroom, there's residue left. I mean, it's dirty. So it's really important to put your underwear in the dryer. Yes, wash it. Yes, use soap. As far as what temperature in your wash, I personally, and this is just me, I always do my wash on warm. I don't do hot because it's bad for your clothes. I do it on warm, but whatever you want to do. But I do recommend put your underwear in the dryer. Outbreak or no outbreak, just for sanitary reasons, put it in there because it will kill any of the bacteria that it missed, because it does get so hot in there. Keep that in mind. So that's really a good question. Yeah, put your underwear in the dryer. Get it clean. As far as washing your clothes or anything like that, remember it's skin to skin. So could you potentially take your underwear off and then give it to someone and have them put it on right away? Could you potentially transmit herpes? Yes, but the chances of that are really, really slim, right? It would kind of have to be wet, like your under. This is like kind of gross to talk about, but your underwear would have to be wet, and you'd have to like put so that'd be hard. So as far as your underwear sitting there for a while, chances are this virus is going to die. But back to cleaning your underwear, it's really important just to keep it in the dryer so that it kills everything. Hi, new friends. I do want to recommend, if any of these conversations you're like, I need more clarification on, or, you know what, my doctor said this, back to like saying that my diagnosis is this, but what you're saying, Alexandra, is that. I want more clarification and what's going on. I really want to invite you to our support group. We meet 2 times a week. We meet Monday evenings and Wednesday day. I would love to invite you. It is very affordable. It's $15 for the month, meaning we meet 8 times in a month if it's a 4-week month. So I'd like to invite you. Go to lifewithherpes.com/support. I'm going to put it in the notes. There you go. So yeah, I'd really like to invite you and see all my friends there. All you guys, all my friends. Okay. I'm still afraid of oral sex. I don't know what's the chance of my boyfriend catching the virus. Okay, I get this question a lot. Is it possible to transmit herpes through oral sex? Yes. Is it possible to transmit herpes through vaginal sex? Yes. Is it possible to transmit herpes through anal sex? Yes. Is it possible to transmit herpes through a hand job? Yes. Is it possible to transmit herpes without even having sex, yet you are cuddling or dry humping or foreplay? Is it possible? Yes. Okay, so I want to make sure that we all know that. If you are concerned about, of course, transmitting it via oral sex, I'm going to recommend you go back and listen to a couple of my episodes. I have one specifically on condoms and herpes, and I have one on oral sex and condoms, and I also have one specifically on just oral sex and transmitting herpes. So I really want to invite you to go do that. A quick breakdown is use a dental dam or a condom. I know it doesn't sound sexy. I know it sounds weird. I know it sounds annoying. I know. But if it's something that's going to prevent you and your partner from having oral sex, then I want you to use this. They make them colorful, tasty. You can use a tasty lube. A lot of fun stuff. You could get it creative and have fun with it. So I'm going to invite you to do that. So again, back to what I was saying earlier, if you are nervous to do these things and you're nervous, like if you're thinking about having sex, if you're thinking about an outbreak while you're having sex and you're not in the right headspace, don't do it, right? If you're worried about oral sex and you're worried about transmitting it, don't do it. get really comfortable with having that uncomfortable conversation with your partner. Say like, hey, I'm not feeling really comfortable with this right now. Let's talk. That's really important. Hi, new friends. Welcome. That's really important to be in the right spot. Just like I was saying earlier, it's just like eating when you're not hungry. It doesn't do anybody any good. So make sure you have that conversation. And what I'm trying to say is I'm not scaring you not to have sex or oral sex or anything. It's a great thing and it's absolutely a wonderful thing, but you need to communicate with your partner, and both you and your partner need to be on the same page. No keeping secrets and worrying about that. I'm still nervous to infect my baby with my hands. The gynecologist said this was very unlikely to happen. Okay, so as far as infecting your baby, yeah, I don't think you're meaning during childbirth. But I think you mean like you actually have a baby now, not during delivery. If it is something during childbirth, I do recommend you go back and listen to some of my episodes. I do talk about pregnancy and herpes, so I want to recommend you to do that. Go back to that. But if it is as far as infecting your baby, then here's what I want to boil it down to. Can you transmit herpes to your child? Yes. Right? Can you transmit it to anybody? Yes. I want you to realize how many germs you touch in a day. How many germs do you come across? How many times do you put your hands across your mouth, or you do this, or you look at your cell phone, and your cell phone, I guarantee you, is covered in dirt, and I'm going to touch it, and I'm going to touch my hands to my mouth, and I'm going to wipe my eye and whatever. I want you to realize how many times we come in contact with germs, and how many times your baby is going to come in contact with germs from crawling, from the playground, from not washing his or her hand, all of that stuff, right? If you, as the parent, when you touch your outbreak or come into contact with your outbreak, I want to make sure you wash your hands. I want to make sure you wash your hands. And if you wash your hands with warm, soapy water for 25 seconds, that's the best you can do. Then after that, I want you to forget about it and say, you know what, I'm doing the best I can do, and this is what I can do. So as far as infecting your baby, again, just know that your baby's going to come in contact with so many viruses, and you can't control. You don't know that they're there. You don't know what you're seeing. The difference is you have an awareness that you do have herpes, and you don't want to pass it to your child. I get it. I wouldn't either. But my point is, live life. Don't put yourself in this sterile relationship with your child. That's not fair to him or her either. So hug and cuddle and be close and all that stuff. Just if you touch your outbreak, wash your hands. Just go back to what you learned in kindergarten. Wash your hands. What your mom and dad taught you, go wash your hands. So just keep that. And, I try to wash my hands a lot throughout the day for that reason, not necessarily for herpes, but I don't know what's on this phone. I don't know what I'm going to come in contact with. All right. I feel like I've just kind of done a big download with you. Do I have any questions coming in? I haven't seen anybody type any questions, or I haven't seen any come across my screen. Anything or any other breakdown, or in addition to, you want to talk about what I mentioned today? Yes, no, maybe so. All right. If I don't have any other questions coming over, I would, again, love to, a couple things. Thank you for being here. I will see you next Friday at 11. Oh, I am going to be in a new location next Friday. Ooh. You'll see where I am. I will be at a new location next Friday. So stay tuned for that. And then what else? Join the Life with Herpes community if you have not yet joined. If you're like brand new, you just discovered this, go to lifewithherpes.com. It is free. It is confidential. I know that's a big, big, big question I get. It is confidential. It is private. Join our group. It will be a great way to mix and mingle with other people just like you and just like me who have herpes, and it is private. So there's no way that your friend of a friend of cousins, so and so is going to find out. It is totally private. You're welcome. Enjoy. I know it's evening time for you over in London. So bye, my friend. Or not London, but the UK. So yeah, go to lifewithherpes.com and join. It is free. Head over there. And then also I would love to invite you to our weekly support group. It is Monday and Wednesdays. Go to lifewithherpes.com/support. It is $15 a month, super affordable and great. So I will see you all soon. I love seeing all these new friends pop up. Also, if you want to get automatically notified when I am live, you can subscribe to the show. I don't know where the subscribe button is here. Anyways, I will see you all soon. Have an awesome weekend. Summer is here. I am so excited. Summer's here, and I cannot wait to see what's in store for everybody. Okay. Bye, my friends. And as you know, I never know how to turn this off, so bear with me. Here we go. All right. Bye.